Yo, what's up? Good evening, YouTube. This is Carlos Faucher, aka Charlie Brown, in association with Faucher Boxing and Charlie Brown Boxing. This is the Faucher Boxing YouTube channel. Um, you can catch me on Twitter at Faucher Boxing. And basically, this broadcast today is an update of Sergey Kovalev's stoppage of Caparello yesterday, and also the prospect of that fight setting up a fight for Bernard Hopkins. Now, yesterday, I'll quickly go through the fight yesterday. He stopped Caparello in 1 minute. I think it was about 1 minute 40 seconds of the second round. I literally just got to sitting down and then readjusting myself, and he knocks him out. Um, Caparello started the fight okay, I thought, um, and then I don't know what started happening. He allowed Kovalev into the fight, backed up against the ropes. I don't know what he was trying to do. He was trying to do the rope-a-dope, sucker him in. It's just a very silly tactic from Caparello yesterday. He got a good body shot to the midsection, and he was knocked down from that. He got back up again. Um, he was not given another standing eight after that. And after that, the referee just stopped it because it was too much for him. Caparello should not have been in the ring with Kovalev. He should be in a boxing ring, but should have been nowhere near Kovalev. Um, he said he's a part-time carpenter and all this stuff before the fight, and basically he's been a pro 4 years now. It doesn't matter if he's been a pro 2 years or 4 years. That doesn't mean anything. The only problem that I had with him is that you say you're a part-time carpenter, so really your mind's not 100% on boxing as it is. It's okay when you're beating them kind of mediocre opponents, but come on, man, to try and get in there with Sergey Kovalev. It's just, I don't know, man. Suicide. Anyway, Kovalev, let me say, Kovalev's a good, decent enough fighter. He does what he does. But for me, I'm very critical of him because, yet again, and I don't care what anybody says, I'd just like to know if any of you, either in the YouTube boxing community or any fans or anything, that you've really, what was the first Kovalev fight you actually saw? Because I know you didn't see those bullshit fights that he had. The first fight I saw of Kovalev, I'm not even gonna lie, was against Nathan Cleverly. I had heard of him. No, tell a lie. Sorry, it was Darnell Boone actually. That was the first time I knew about Kovalev. But I hadn't really, he hadn't made any noise until he beat Nathan Cleverly. It's the Nathan Cleverly fight that actually won him the WBO light heavyweight title, and that's when he started really making moves within the division. Let's go through Kovalev's record, because now they're talking about the prospect of him fighting Bernard Hopkins, and I'll get to that in a minute. But let me analyze this Kovalev guy, man. I mean, pardon me. Up until he was 16-0, I'm not even going to mention any of those fighters because you won't have heard of them. He did beat Darnell Boone when he was 9-0. He went in there. His 10th professional fight was against Darnell Boone. I can't remember if Darnell Boone knocked him down in that fight. I can't remember, but he fought him then, and then he had a whole heap of nobodies after that. Then he fought Darnell Boone again when he was 17 and with 17-0 with one draw, because he drew against Grover Young. he actually knocked out Darnell Boom in 2 rounds. But from what I remember, I can't remember. I remember when he was in that first Darnell Boom fight. I'm sure Darnell Boom dropped him, but doesn't matter anyway. After that, after Darnell Boom, he fought Lionel Thompson. He fought Gabriel Campillo. He fought Cornelius White after that, who I've never heard of. Then he fought Nathan Cleverly for the belt, beat Nathan Cleverly, stopped him in 4 rounds. Good performance. Then he fought a guy called Ishmael uh, Seleka. And Ishmael Seleka was a Ukrainian, a mixed race guy from Ukraine. His dad is a Muslim West African. I believe his dad's from Sierra Leone, if I'm not quite rightly mistaken. I'm sure, yeah, he's from Sierra Leone. And basically, obviously, Russia and Ukraine have been going through their beef and their problems, their political problems for a long time. It was quite clear to me after he knocked down, you can go and watch it yourself, go watch it on YouTube. After he knocks down Salika, he's standing over him and he's shouting all type of. Now, I don't understand Russian, but I understand body language, and he makes quite a few comments. He does make quite a few comments. I do know someone from Latvia that can speak Russian, and within all the noise and the kind of madness, I have to get another copy of that fight from another different network, different boxing network, to actually hear what is being said. But it makes a few, in my mind, I'm going to say it makes reference to the man's color and his background, obviously being from Ukraine. I'm not going to say that Kovalev is a neo-Nazi, but he certainly don't like black people. So this, for me, after that he fought Cedric Agnew, and then he beat Blake Caparello yesterday. I mean, for me, he's not been in there with anybody great, but you can only beat who's put in front of you. It's a business, blah blah blah. You got to build your record, yeah. But this is very very interesting, this fight, because the prospect of it, because I want to see Hopkins in there with him. I think it's going to be a magnificent fight. Now, the only thing about this fight is we all know because I wouldn't say I'm a great big Hopkins fan, but I like Hopkins. I like what he does. He inspires me to continue boxing. Every time I see him, I think, well, boy, it can easily be done for anybody else. I don't think there's no such thing as somebody being exceptional. If you practice, if you live the life, if you keep your head down, if your mind is open, if you're good to people, not over nice, but if you're good to people, assertive, if you tell the truth, even if sometimes it might hurt someone's feelings, and sometimes, and as long as you're sorry for it, but you just explain to them you didn't mean it in that way, you wasn't talking about them directly, stuff like that. I believe these in life, you'll get all your blessings. You know what I mean? When you're aloof and stush and you think you're above people or whatever, I'm telling you, man, you ain't getting nowhere, man. You're mediocre. Most people like that are very, very mediocre. That's what I think anyway. But I think for Kovalev fighting Hopkins, the thing is, if Kovalev beats him, we're gonna say, well, come on, man. But Bernard Hopkins was 50, man. How is he expected to win that? Blah blah blah. Obviously, if Hopkins wins that, he's probably one of the greatest boxers of all time, which I think anyway. But it will definitely elevate him more up the best pound for pound ladder, as it were. I'd put him above certain great fighters, but I'll do my pound for pound list another time. But I'm very excited at the prospect of Hopkins fighting Kovalev. if I had to do an honest prediction of that fight, I would say that Hopkins would beat him on points. Um, just the only thing is, and it was really annoying watching it, watching the network. I don't know if it was HBO. I was watching the stream from, but basically they were there was one guy saying you know the way they sort of overhype Kovalev is it's just ridiculous, man. You know, talking about the guy like nobody can beat him. He can just walk down anybody. I'd love to see, and Hopkins was there last night. Now I saw a few things about Kovalev that I think, you know what, if you did A, B, and C, you could beat him. And I'm not going to say them now. I don't like to reveal the boxing secrets and that. But I'm sure Hopkins saw the same things that I saw yesterday. And if that's the case, he should be his mouth should be watering right now. He should be really, really. He should already be training for that fight mentally. I think if I did an early prediction right now, I'd say again. I'm saying it again. Hopkins would beat him. I want him to beat him. But even in my head, I'm thinking, yeah, Hopkins can beat him on points. My only thing is that my only question marks are obviously Hopkins' age and the stamina. Will his stamina be able to hold up against that relentless pressure? But we're going to see, man. I hope they make this fight. As it is August now, I'm thinking, so what's that? I don't think that fight will be till next year if it was made. I don't know when they're talking about it happening, but if it is this year, then that's all good, man. That would be better if it was December. But if it's next year, then it's next year. But I just think, honestly, I think Hopkins will win that fight, man, on points. And I'll be glad to see the back of Kovalev, to tell you the truth. I don't like there's one thing about me, man. I'm a black man, so obviously a racist person is an enemy to me. I know they're trying to make the man, you know, they're trying to sell him to the public as a bad guy and put a bad image on him. That's fair enough, but there's no need to get racial and personal and political with it. You know what I mean? If he wants to do that, then that's fine. But you know, he hasn't fought anybody. Yeah, I did this. I mean, other than Nathan Cleverly, he hasn't fought anybody at all. Um, I could say the same thing of Adonis Stevenson as well. And I'm backing Hopkins to unify that light heavyweight division before he goes. And if he does that, he is one of the greatest boxers of all time. Even if he doesn't, I still put him up there. But if he overcomes Kovalev and he overcomes Stevenson, I'm putting him. I honestly have to put him above Ali. Honestly, as pound for pound, you know, the greatest. I'd have to put him up there with Sugar Ray Robertson. So I'm gonna leave it there. Let me know what you think, man. It's Sunday. The weather's kind of nice still today. It's a little bit cooler. There's a nice breeze out there. Over here in the UK. So have a blessed day, man. And let me know what you think, man. Put your comments down. You know the drill already. Those of you that know me, you know the drill. Those of you that don't, you trolls and that, well, boy, any stupidness, you get deleted and blocked. Simple. And I air you out publicly. That's it. Anyway, have a good day. Bless.